Hi, it's Elvire. Thanks for tuning in. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about building confidence through the power of faith. Now, I once heard an acronym and it has stuck with me, and it's deep. For me, it's very deep, and I hope it gives you something as well. Faith, the word faith, it stands for finding answers in the heart. Finding answers in the heart. Now, the ancient Greek thought that your heart was the holiest place. They had no idea that you had a mind, that you had a spirit. So they introduced that. The Sanctum Sanctorum was, the heart of hearts, the most holy place. They thought it was your heart. So faith, finding the answers in the heart, is actually your connection to the universe. And you're tapping into the source of all knowing when you have faith. Whenever you want to start something, you got to have the faith that it will work out, that it will be a success. Because if it doesn't, then, if you don't have that faith, it's pointless to get started. But how to build confidence on that? Because from having that faith, you will get the confidence that you need to carry out your project. If only whatever your project is, if just leading a great life, if that is your project, that's fantastic. If there are no specific dreams that you have, just a dream of having a great life, that could be already a start. In his book, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill has a whole chapter on faith. And when you scroll down to the bottom of the page, there is a link where you can download the book, Think and Grow Rich, if you don't own it yet. But faith is the eternal elixir which gives life, power, and action to the impulse of thought. We all get thought impulses, and sometimes we think like, wow, that's exciting, or we think like, where did that come from, or what do I need to do with that? But when you have a thought impulse that you go like, wow, that's interesting, and you like it, put the faith on it. Say like, I can take this further. I can create something out of it. I can express this to the world. I can bring this to the world. Read about what Napoleon Hill says, because, it's so amazing. He also says that faith is the only antidote for fear. When you have faith that you will accomplish something, there is no fear about it. You have to have whatever it is that you want as your dominating thoughts. And I like to keep this short because I can talk about this for hours. There's so much in the chapter of faith, but what is the most important thing is actually the formula to create something successfully. And I would like to quote what he's written down, what Dr. Napoleon Hill has written down, based on the interviews that he has done way back in the early 1900s, probably around 1920, 1925, because he spent 20 years on this. He was commissioned by Andrew Carnegie, then the richest man in the world, to figure out why people get rich, why they stay rich, what it is that they have, what distinguishes them from the people who are not rich. He wanted to know that, and Napoleon Hill did that. He spent 20 years of his life working on that, and in the process himself got rich as well, of course, because he learned so many things. But what's the formula? Because we all want to know what's the secret, right? What's the formula? Well, the formula is actually very simple, but it goes very deep. It requires quite a lot more than just, following the formula. So first of all, we get a thought impulse, we get an idea, we get a thought impulse maybe once, twice, maybe various times, and then we start to think about what it is, and it creates an idea. We get this idea, we take those thoughts, we accumulate those thoughts, and we create an idea of that. That's your imagination. In your imagination, that's where you do that, and that's something that we all have. It's just forming the pictures in your mind. We think in pictures. We humans think in pictures. Always. That's how we think. Even if you say like, well, I do a lot of thinking. Sure, but pictures are the most important things. Why do we say a picture tells 1,000 stories or 1,000 words, right? Then you gotta mix that idea with faith, because when you're thinking about it and you're getting excited about it, you want to start to execute it, you got to have the faith, the finding the answers in the heart of how to continue on with it. right? What other stuff do you need to know to execute this? Then you start to formulate a plan. You have the faith, you ask for more information on it, you start to create a plan on how to execute it. You know, you also need some maybe monetary help in that, and all of that will come. Then you put your plan into action. You start taking the steps. Now, no matter what you do, the most important key is always taking the action. The universe cannot help you if you're standing still. That's the most difficult thing there is. Just think of the what do they call it? The relay with the baton, the runners, where they have to give the baton to the next person. If somebody's standing still, it's very difficult to grab the baton, but that other person is already running, holding his hand back and grabbing the baton. That's the metaphor that I always look at. You've got to be in action in order to play with the universe. That's how that works. To help them, to have them help you. You got to have persistence. Ask any successful person. Read the book 3 Feet from Gold. You got to have persistence. Keep on going. Keep going. Never give up. You may sit back. You may feel deflated, but you know what? Pick yourself up again. Tap back quickly into the power of the universe. Have the persistence. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You got to have the decision. You got to make the decision that that's what you want to do. That you keep on pushing. It's a decision that you make. It's a simple decision. There's nothing that's going to stop you when you have an idea that you can't let go of. What is it that you can't stop doing? What is it that you want to do 24 hours a day? Just do that. Because when you keeping on with that idea, you're going to feel a burning desire inside of you, in your core, that is so burning that you can't extinguish it anymore. You have to do it or die. It's very simple. That's what every successful person will tell you when they have accomplished their goal. And they will also be very honest, if they are very honest. But if they are honest, and I like to think a lot of them are, they will tell you that they went through a lot of challenges, a lot of temporary defeats, a lot of moments when they thought, I can't do this. I have to do this. I'm going to continue on. Just think of Edison. He did 10,000 attempts to create the light bulb, the incandescent light. And he said, those were not failures. Of course they were not failures. Those were just steps to get closer to the invention that he was looking for, the achievement of his success. So this is just a little bit on faith, finding answers in the heart. I just couldn't stop myself from doing that because this is my passion. So leave me feedback below. I'd love to hear from you. Leave me feedback. And if I can help you in any way, I'd love to help you. And also I'd love to work with you. I'd love to help you express what it is that you want to express and be comfortable and be very successful at that. Leave me your feedback. I'd love that. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.